Hello. My name is P. Horsley, animal communicator in the UK, and this is our weekly live. This is where we do Animal Thoughts Weekly Live, which is this opportunity for you to find out about animal communication, to explore animal communication, and to experience animal communication, and maybe also to witness animal communication. So I welcome you to join me. You can tell your friends about it. Everyone is welcome. All you need is a love of animals. So when you come in, welcome. It's lovely to see you all zooming in here. Just say hi and let us know where you are in the world and if you have any animals with you right now. I'm live with you on my Facebook and also on Instagram. So welcome to everybody joining us. We often have the same people joining every week and then new people come in, which is always great. I recognize some of your names. Hello, Christina and Anne. It's lovely to see you again. And, this week, I don't know why it is, but I feel really drawn to communicating with animals in spirit and animals who have transitioned. And these might be your own animals, but they might also be other species of the animal kingdom that you're concerned about, that you have a question about. So we're going to keep it completely open. But I think this is the focus of us coming together today. And it'll be interesting to see who feels drawn, who feels the energy pulling them to come and sit in sacred circle with us and the animals in order to enter into this subject and exploring this subject. So hello to the people joining. Hi Jude, Italy. Michelle is in Atlanta. I am flying through Atlanta in about a week, Michelle. I'll wave from the plane. Mariana in Argentina, Annette in Sweden. We've also got people joining us on Instagram. Somebody in Croatia with their beloved dog Benny. The handle is unspoken.eyes. Christina's in Portugal. Welcome to everybody joining us. We've got Wind Kayla in North California with 3 dog companions. How lovely. I've got Grace with me, who's right here. But Frankie, my cat, has literally just eaten and run. You know what this is like. Eaten and gone. Delphina, hi, she is in Switzerland. Delphina moves around wherever her heart calls her. Who else do we have? Anita from London. Eastside Paul's pet sitting. Oh, Anita. I have been desperately trying to find someone to come and sit with my girls while I'm away because sadly our person that was organized to come is a friend of mine, fell ill and couldn't make it. And literally I have to be on a plane on Saturday, and Joe and I have been like, we've got to find someone we trust, obviously. Hi, Rosemary and Elsa. Big kiss to Elsa. Hi, Trish Cornwall. Puerto Rico, Syracuse. Got Anne in Panama with Animals Across the Veil. Delphine is saying not hardcore this time, more like strict Swiss rules. We've got Norway here, Netherlands. Lots of countries. I'm liking it. Okay, so if you are just joining us, today's subject is going to be animals who transition and communicating with yours, communicating with different species. So any questions that you have around the subject of, I'm just checking in with Morgan because this is kind of his session. He's decided he's in charge. Afterlife. This is what he's interested in, afterlife. And hi, Nita in India, and Zoe in Mexico, Barbara in the US. So I felt drawn to pick up, this is my second book, The Animal Communicator's Guide Through Life, Loss and Love. And this is a book about end of life and finding out what your animals need from you, how best to support them, how to know when it's the time to assist them over if that's what they want from you, or whether they wish to go in their own energy space, and what it is like for them after they have left their physical body, once they've left the vessel and they're in spirit, what that's like. And when Morgan was heading to the end of his life, he got me to sit down. He's told me I'm very rude, I haven't introduced him. This is Morgan, if you don't know Morgan. He asked me to sit down and write about my experience of his end of life and my reaction to it. And then after he transitioned, he got me to sit down, and literally within 30 minutes, he had told me the outline of this book. He told me, we were writing a book about end of life for animals and how to best support their guardians, and the outline for that, what the different chapters would be, and the general tone of the book. And then we wrote this together. Oof. And gosh, this is really funny reading this. You know, how about, I love synchronicity. I love the nudges of the universe. And I'm literally looking at a page that says, and I hope you've got no ideas, facing death with grace. And my dog is called Grace, who's literally sitting here. And then the other page says, Morgan, when is life worth living? I'm going to read some of the quotes that he said from that, but first I want to create sacred space. I did not know that. Rima tells us that this book that I've mentioned is currently on sale with Hay House. That's good. Okay. When I'm talking about assisting, Britt, I'm talking about euthanasia, which is something that a vet takes care of. They are legally covered to euthanize animals if they are suffering at the end of their life. So welcome to everybody coming in. Let us now create sacred space. And if you have a candle, please join me. Let me just light this for us. This is a lotus flower. I invite you to put your feet on the floor and close your eyes. Let us go through a heart-centering, grounding, short meditation together. So take a nice deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. And breathe in and exhale. Breathe in deeply and slowly. And exhale deeply and slowly. And with your next breath in, breathe in love. And then breathe out tension. And feel your whole body relaxing. Your shoulders relaxing. Your arms and hands relaxing. And breathing in love. And releasing tension. feeling your spine relax, your hips relax, and your legs all the way down to your feet are relaxing. Now placing your left hand over your heart, keeping your eyes closed, and connect with your love of animals. This could be your animals who are with you right now, or those you love who've transitioned. And just think about them for a moment and what they mean to you. And as you are connecting with your love for them, you might be aware that your energetic field of love emitting from your heart is growing bigger and expanding out of your heart space, out of your body in all directions. And you might visualize that as a colored light beaming from your heart out into the world. And as you're feeling this love, you're also aware of your connection with earth energy beneath your feet, grounding you, creating a foundation of stability where you can feel safe to open your heart even wider and hold the invitation that those you love who have transitioned, that they come and join us in our circle, that they come amongst us. Maybe they come and sit beside you or stand behind you or lie on your lap. And you have a knowing that they're there. Or you might see them with your inner eye or have a physical sensation. You might feel the energy. And it can be very subtle. And you're invited to trust what you're sensing. Trust your inner sense. And we also invite any other members of the animal kingdom who'd like to be with us to support this session to please come closer now. And you might be aware of other animals coming closer, joining us in our circle of unity where every being is equal. I see this crocodile again. And a toucan, first presence of a toucan. I see a hippo. I think a salamander. Trust who you perceive, who you have a feeling of. Trust it and welcome them in. We thank you for joining us, for being present, for supporting this. And with gratitude in your heart, breathe in and exhale out. And gently opening your eyes. So welcome everyone that has joined us. I hope you were able to join some of our meditation there as we are opening our hearts, grounding our energy, and inviting those we love to come and be part of this session, including other species of the animal kingdom. And who did you sense? If there was a species you sensed, please put it for all of us to see. And also, if you had any of your own animals who have already transitioned join us, then please also write their name and their species in the feed so that we can all enjoy the presence of each other's animals and all of these different species who are here with us. So today's subject is going to be communicating with animals who have crossed over. So, what's an early gale? A horse. White wolf and your dog Millie, who's a golden retriever, St. Angel Wellness. Gigi, Pamela's dog. Anita sensed the elephants. Polar bear we have. Sandra sensed black panther, raven, turkey, vulture. We also have elephant, giraffe and rhino with Rosemary. Trish, white tiger and your black cat Henry, Whiskers. We have Tomiko, a tuxedo cat here with rescue story time. Grace, orangutan, hedgehogs, whales. And Tiger, your cat who's transitioned. We have Clifford, Rebecca's St. Bernard dog. Tigger, your ginger cat. Thunder, your pony. And Abu, a beautiful big bull elephant. Transition dogs have come, Bentley, Marley, Alex and Kalua. Also whale, dolphin, gorilla and black cat. And Lobo and Bleem, who are cats. Delphina sensed her transition bunnies, an elephant, more elephants, a lioness, pretty sassy lioness, a frog and octopus. Wild roosters keeping watch. Daisy dog. Transition animals, dog, Godu, cat, Daisy, dog, Bukule, is that right? Many other strays who passed away, also lion, eagle and orangutan. And Gigi who's transitioned. We have a lot of animals joining us. It's beautiful. Can you feel the energy changing as we're talking about all these animals, including your own? And Buffy is here, plus an Irish wolfhound from the 3rd week running. Interesting. And we have a lot of repeat animals coming, don't we? Rupert in spirit, who's your most playful terrier mix. Oh, lots of African animals. So many. So many. Pat's dogs who's transitioned, Penny and the Jet. Great names. Char's lovely Himalayans laying beside her, enjoying joining in. Rachel, all the dogs I've had the joy and honour of living with. And Jill, Jeffrey, who's the German Shepherd who's transitioned. So many, and Rupert in spirit. Wonderful. So now I just want to read out what I'm feeling called to share, and then we'll see where we're going next with this. Morgan is the one running this session. So this is page 80 of this book, which you can get as a real book. I love real books. But you can also get it as an ebook. And Rima says that it's currently on sale with Hay House this week. They're running a sale, so great time to get it. And this is how this goes. This chapter heading is called Strive to be Happy. And I write, I know it won't be long before Morgan becomes the light that he is. I ask him, is there anything you'd like to say? Life is about happiness, to strive to be happy. Happiness is in being rather than doing. And I say to him, but as humans we have to work to earn money, to pay our bills. I counter him. He says, that's all very well, but you can do it mindfully. Many rush around without a thought of what they're doing. They become robotic, living for another moment rather than the one they're in. That's all I mean. Can we talk about death? I ask. Yes, please, he replies. There's a moment's silence between us. Then Morgan communicates. Death is where life begins again. It is not the end as is perceived. It is a changing of the guard, a changing of role. The energy becomes pure. It becomes its purest form again, back to where it started. Do you fear death? Of course not, he replies. Do you fear anything? Being without you, and my strength dissolves. This is actually making me feel emotional just reading this out. I've not looked at this for so many years. And I communicate to him, Morgan, what I feel is that we have a strong soul connection. I feel we are both finding it hard to let go of our attachment, yet I know we are now. I feel you drifting away from me. And Morgan explains, when you're ready for death, you're so worn out that your energy begins to spread. Your physical body moves down to the ground and the earth connected, and the earth connection, and your spirit learns to separate. Yes, learns to separate. Because although I have done this process many times, on a soul level, I forget I have to learn it all over again. It sometimes feels familiar, like a comforting robe, and at other times it feels as though I am drifting in deep water all alone. Death is a process both for those left behind and for those going through it. It is a learning process of letting go for all. While I am ready to let go of this body, I am not ready yet to let go of my pleasure in food and of the love you give me. These earthly pleasures still buoy my heart and keep me from sinking further. And I wonder whether you have experienced that. Have you had that sense of your own animal going through a process where you feel like they are learning what it is to separate their soul from their body? I know that I witnessed this for a lion when years back now, when I was taking groups to the Cotswolds Wildlife Park in the UK to communicate with the different species there upon the invitation of a lion called Chandra. And Chandra was the one that I witnessed. Is this better? I'm speaking quite loud. Let me turn this up even more. Chandra and his partner Akila were the two lions there, and I took the group there. The aim was to communicate with them. And when we got there, I immediately could sense that something was wrong, that Akila was not happy. She was really unsettled. She was pacing and not her normal self. And then I looked over to Chandra and I got that sense, oh, he's practicing separation, and that's why she's worried. He's practicing what it means to exist without his body, which animals call a vessel. And that's why she was distressed. That's why she was unhappy. And in fact, I invited the group that I was teaching to tune in with Chandra as well to get a sense of what he was experiencing. And then they also said the same thing. It's like he's not there. It's like he's coming in and out of his body, that his body's very empty and that his essence is somewhere else. And so it's so tangible when animals do this. And I believe that humans do this too when there's time. And so I'm wondering, have you witnessed it? Have you witnessed it at all? Put it into the feed and share with us all. Marianne Hall said, let me just move this here. Yes, I did feel that with Dixie and Bandit. What species were they, Mary? Jill, you're saying you're currently experiencing the separation with your wonderful friend, a cat called Oscar. So tell us more about that, my love. What do you feel that you are witnessing or feeling? Try and describe that to us. Oh, and Delphina's experiencing this now with her grandmother. She feels already transitioned, but also not yet. Yeah. Black Moon's experiencing it with her dog, Godu. And how do you know? Is there any other way that you can describe this for other people here so that they can be prepared, they can understand what it is they're witnessing and what it is they're feeling? Pamela said, yes, I certainly did with Gigi. She prepared herself for several days, and Gigi was a terrier mix. Yeah. And someone on Instagram, she snaps 85, says, yes, when my cat was very ill, the day before he died, he didn't look at us or move. It was like his spirit was not with us anymore. Yeah. And it can feel like that. Rebecca's saying, yes, Clifford, my St. Bernard, did this in the last week or so of his life. He really went into deep sleeps, and in the last 24 hours, it was like he knew he was ready to transition, which happened in the end with the help from the vet. We all gathered as a family just to be with him. So beautiful. Pat experienced this with her dog, Mr. Mojo. He was sundowning, and I couldn't understand what was going on. Sundowning. My dog Penny showed me that he needed our company. Yeah, this is a good description. So Delphina's saying about her grandmother. For me, it feels like very light and freed from the body, like there's no density anymore, and just a soaring of spirit. And then when they're back and present in the density. Yeah. Trish is saying, not exactly, but when my cat Amber died, aged 21, I watched her rising and she was telling me what she felt. She had been hanging on for me and she was very ill. She had said she didn't want to leave me. Yeah. So Black Moon saying, it's the eyes. I could sense Godu coming and going. We could have conversations without speaking, but solely through eyes, and the immense trust shared between us even as death stood near. So, Sunita Gatika, I don't know if I'm saying your handle right. You're concerned about your dog Doris, who's quite sick. She's 17. You said you talk to her and tell her she's already done too much for us. She has dementia. I don't know if she can understand. Yes, she can, because this is when we're communicating with animals, it's through energy. So wherever they are in their physical form and in their mental capacity, you can still, I was going to say cut through, but it's the wrong word. Just glide through that in order to have that bond with an animal on a very clear and accurate level where you can communicate with them and ask them what it is they are wanting from you and how they're feeling. I did once communicate with a woman for a guardian. I was actually there for her cat, but she was so concerned about her mother, who I think had Alzheimer's. And there was a moment I looked into her mother's eyes and her mother held my gaze. And we suddenly started communicating. And my client said, I can see that you're communicating. What is she saying? What's my mother saying? And it wasn't my intention to, it just happened. As you know, I communicate with non-human animals mainly. But there was also a time where my own dad had dementia, and he was in a home and he was very poorly. And the only way to communicate with him was using intuition, was communicating using telepathy. And I was able to ask him how he was feeling and what he felt about death. And having had that conversation with him prior to him coming down with COVID and dying very quickly from it has actually been a great comfort, because he was able to tell me that he was really ready to go. And perhaps he manifested that COVID in some way, I don't know. But I do know that that was what he wished for. So please don't let dementia or Alzheimer's be a barrier. Please don't let an animal having no sight or no hearing be a barrier. You can communicate with any species of animal, and you are doing it through energy. So that we're going across time and space, and the barriers that we perceive in our regular conversation are just not present. Kim is asking about her goat. Your 14-year-old goat, Butterscotch, lay down for 3.5 days, but continued to drink warm molasses water and eat grass and fresh cut apples right up until a few hours before passing. Is this odd? No, it's not odd, my love, because every animal is different, and some animals will literally have a gigantic meal just before they're about to transition, whether that's by themselves or through assisted euthanasia. And it's really, what is it that they enjoy and whether they're capable of. I know with Texas, he stopped eating and drinking, and he allowed his body to shut down. But every animal is different, and this is the same as every human being is different. And it's about trying to honor their process, because death has the possibility of being beautiful when it's completely honored, when we're in sacred space with our animals. And it's not always like that. I understand sometimes it's devastating because it's traumatic, and it's really hard to witness, and it's one of those experiences that's very hard to let go of and move on from when we witness something like that. But where possible, with preparation, we can create a very loving, safe, soft environment for animals to transition and for humans to transition. So, Paula's saying that her dog Bentley, who transitioned in May, oh, that's recent, Paula. He waited for us to get home, made a funny noise. We ran to him and played with him for 5 hours as he calmly let go. Prayed with him. I'm not quite sure whether you're playing or praying. On his last breath, I felt his soul go. Yeah, I love the name Bentley. Sunita Gatica, Sonia from Argentina. Oh, this is someone saying that on Instagram, saying communicating with my dog that has dementia changed the whole perspective for me. It was like going slowly in the ocean rather than jumping right in. Her description was so powerful. Has anybody else communicated with their dog with, well, not just the dog, any animal that has dementia as a challenge? Oh, this is beautiful. Katie said, my dog shared his life review with me before he died. I experienced a summary of our life together, which was so touching. Isn't that wonderful? If you communicate with your animals, this is the kind of special experience that you can have with them. I love that. And Rescue Storytime is saying, Tamiko was my first cat. I returned from a 2-week trip and he spent a couple of hours giving me affection. And by morning he had transitioned. I did not expect it. It was heartbreaking. Yes, but he waited for you. What a dear soul. He waited for you. You had that time together that he was creating positive memory for you before he transitioned. It's really quite hard for people when they are away when their animals transition, and I completely get that. Some people, okay, so some people fear assisted euthanasia. And Sonia's saying she asks her other dog, who's 18, to leave in peace and hope that they hear your voice and your heart. The truth is, animals are generally not against euthanasia. It depends on the individual. So Morgan told me he was ready, which meant he wanted euthanasia assistance, because he was struggling in his physical form. And I wonder if I can find this quote for you that is really useful. Give me a moment. If not, I'll find it for next time. It's not easy to find. I'll find it for next time. Because the definition really of a good death is assisted euthanasia, assisted transition upon the request of the animal. So when the animal has requested it, so that their free will is honored. And that is what is summarized as a good death. And everything that is not that would not necessarily be a good death. This is when I think animal communication really, really comes into its own. That opportunity to ask your animal what they want when they are reaching the end of their life, at whatever age, whether they need your support because they're suffering, or whether they wish to allow their body to start to shut down and transition in their own way. And it's different for every single individual. There is no blanket rule. And I'm just going to let Morgan say something. I'm feeling like I need to pause and be quiet. It's not to worry you, it's to support you. When there is the opportunity for an animal to contribute to that sacred passage of life from the body back home, then it is easier on you and the animal. Mostly it is easier on you because the animal has already left the physical body and is back as light and love and freedom. But if you have any disillusion, any confliction, any feelings within your body that ripple in a way that feel uncomfortable, then having a contribution from your animal is only going to benefit you in the afterlife experience after they have left their physical body. The main message I wish to bring to you through P during this session is that we love you, that we animals love you. And sometimes it's not possible to get every single detail correct in your eyes, in your heart. But we always know that you are doing your best, you're endeavoring to support us, to care for us in the way that you know how. And this makes a huge difference for our soul moving forward. And we wish you to remember this. Sometimes the details get fudged, the details get shadowy. The details are not always as we expect them in our perfection, in our perfected approach to end of life. But, dear human beings, life is messy and death can be messy too. Remember the love that is present. Remember those special memories, those real experiences of love, connection, communion, that are without words, that cannot be expressed verbally. Those that you feel deeply within yourself. Those are to be treasured. Those are to be held onto. Hang on to those, not the last moments of breath, the last seconds or minutes. Those are just a fleeting glimpse of a pure life of love. Do you hear me? Please respond to me. I need to know this has reached your heart. So Morgan is inviting you to respond to him in the chat so that I can then, he will then hear that through me reading what you are experiencing from what he just shared. This is the first time that Morgan has communicated during these Animal Thoughts lives. And in fact, I haven't communicated with him in this level for a very long time. So this is feeling very special. So what would you like to say? He wants to know that you feel it, hear it in your heart. I can't remember what he said at the end then. When I'm communicating like that, I'm so removed, myself is so removed from the message that I'm just so purely in the moment, relaying the message that, and then I can't remember what the message is. So I will have to play it back to kind of know what he said fully. But if it helps you, if you heard it, if you have any comment for Morgan, then please do share it in the feed. Pat says you've been heard, Morgan. Rebecca says, oops, sorry everyone. Dearest Morgan, how beautiful and precious your words are. They resonate with ultimate truth and are a gift to receive. Thank you, Morgan. That was beautiful and so helpful from Jude. Good. Thank you, everyone. So do you have any questions? We have 15 minutes left. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or Morgan, as he's so present, about this subject? Jill very kindly wrote, you and P have provided such magnificent comfort to this human. Thank you, thank you. Any questions at all? Any comments at all? And Sun Angel Wellness says to Morgan, I hear you and I thank you. I hear you, Morgan. Sonia says, oh my God, thank you so much. Anne said, yes, I know this as the truth. Do you feel it in your body when it's truth? Is that how it resonates with you? You reminded me to remember 10 years of pure love with my golden. Paula said, thank you, Morgan. I hear you. BK Kelly says, tearing up makes me feel comforted by my experiences of letting go of my boys. Thank you so much, Morgan. Black Moon says, oh, Morgan, thank you for your wisdom and presence here. Thank you for your love and your message that means so much to each one of us in our own individual ways. We'll take it as a strength going forward. Love you, Morgan. I've got a question here from Equal Respect for All Things Living. Do you ever communicate with babies that are not born yet? I'm able to. Great. I feel like pre-birth and transitioning through death is very similar. I don't intentionally go out to communicate with babies pre-birth, but occasionally I am invited to by friends. And I quite like communicating with babies as well, old soul babies, because they're, you know, their eyes, I don't know why I'm doing that, but they're so switched on. They're so switched on and they look at you and like they just know everything about the world, it feels, when I look at old soul babies. Okay. Okay, this is a good question, I think, Jill, from Morgan. Yeah, and Sandra Bain, I'm so glad that Morgan has given you some comfort there and some focus, because that's very hard what you experienced. Sandra wrote, I've provided both good and traumatic euthanasias for my pets. The last two were traumatic due to a twisted stomach that couldn't be corrected and a botched euthanasia of my last service dog. Thank you to Morgan for helping me focus on the good. So Jill says, my cat had to transition with the vet on his own during COVID. Do they hurt more without their friend beside them? I'm going to let, we're not going to let, I feel like Morgan wants to answer you, Jill, so I'm just going to get out of the way and let him respond. And this is probably also going to be a good response for anyone who wasn't with their animals when they transitioned. I know that your heart is hurting, and I'm holding your heart for you with so much love, deep, deep love. I feel your pain, and now I invite you to let it go, to truly let it go. Because the truth is this: those you love know you are with them when you are not by their side. As P's father knew she was with him, although there was no one by his side. She hesitated to say this, which is why I made her before moving forward. Your loved ones, human, non-human, they feel your love from afar. They know you always do your best. And sincerely, we always hold a thankfulness, a gratitude, a deep respect for you struggling with letting go when you want to hold tight. It is a conflict, and your heart wins every time. And this is a reflection of your soul. This is a reflection of your kindness and how much your animals mean to you. That you would do the one thing you don't want to do, because that's how much you care. And so separation from space, from a different location, is one of those things that happens. It is not always, as I said, the perfect detail in every moment. Sometimes things get a little smudged. Other energies and life forces and scenarios are in place. But the truth is, love is always present. Love is always present, wherever you are, wherever they are. That is where I wish you to look. Look there. You are so loved by us. We will say it again. You need to hear it again, we feel. You are so loved by us. Please focus on the love. Always the love. Jill, I hope that helps you, my love. Okay. Oh, what a session. I did not think that we were going to be here this week, but we are. So I hope that this supports you. I hope that you feel empowered facing the end of life of your animals or your loved ones, animals or non-human animals, humans or non-human animals. And that you feel the support of the animals in your own family and also the other animals of the animal kingdom. I have a little announcement. I will be taking a break from these lives over the next 2 weeks because I'm actually going to be working in the Bahamas. I'm going to be taking a wild dolphin communication retreat with a group over there. I jump on the plane this Saturday, but I will next be back with you on October the 7th. So I hope that you will diary that, save the date, 6 p.m. Monday, 7th of October. And I do not know just yet what we will be looking into, what we'll be sharing, but I hope that you will join me. Maybe Morgan will be back, maybe he won't. Maybe I'll be with a different animal. I have no idea. But let us come into gratitude. My candle is just about there. We go. Let us offer gratitude. Thank you, everyone who managed to make it, everybody listening to the replays on my YouTube channel or on Instagram or Facebook. If you haven't joined my YouTube channel yet, please join and subscribe. If you haven't liked this session, please love it and like it, and please follow my page. All of these things help with reaching out to others with animal communication. Okay. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I'm sharing love with everyone present, everybody catching the replay, all your animals in body and in spirit. Love and gratitude also to all the different species who came and supported us in circle during this session. To my own Morgan, who reminds me he's not just mine, he's yours too. To our Morgan, to our love for animals, for each other, and for ourselves, with love and gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a beautiful, peaceful week. I hope to see you on October the 7th. If you haven't joined my mailing list yet, then please do. We've got the link for you in the bio on Instagram, and we'll put it in the feed for Facebook. And I've got something very exciting coming up next month. So if you join the mailing list, you'll get to hear about that. But in the meantime, have a beautiful, peaceful week. Much love to you. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.